Hey guys, it's Grace House of Red Barn Studios. I am actually in a new setting for this mini-sode. I am in the Bahamas. This is my hometown where I grew up, and I'm so pleased to be back here. I'll be spending Christmas here with my family due to a setback, a reason my youngest brother passed away, so we all came together to be here for our mother and for each other. So I decided, what better way to kind of get back into the throes of things than to do a mini-sode on so to speak. Anyway, today's episode is I want to talk about moving forward through setbacks. A new year is almost upon us, and despite all that might come into our lives, we still need to move forward. We still need to push and get to the next step and the next step after that. The latter part of this year has been a hard one to deal with, and it has pushed back a whole lot of what I wanted to accomplish moving into 2017. Little synopsis, had information that my father died, and then Hurricane Matthew hit this island in the Bahamas that I grew up on, and practically decimated most of it. And so that the funeral had to be pushed back, and then all sorts of stuff. And then about 3 weeks ago, I got news that my youngest brother had died. So with all of that happening that I had to deal with, you don't push it away, you just deal with it. The things that I wanted to do in my business has had to step back and be postponed and be postponed and be postponed. And I can feel myself getting a bit dejected, sitting in overwhelm, kind of almost wanting to start. But I decided instead to allow myself permission to not control. I just allowed it not to take over, because life does happen, whatever it is. The good, the bad, the indifferent, life does happen, and you don't stop moving forward just because life intervenes in the plans you have made. So I wanted to actually give some tips on how to move forward through this and how I am moving forward through it. One of the first ones is, in moving forward through setbacks, don't go through it alone. Get support any way you need, whether it's family like I'm doing here, or it is a friend, a really good friend, or a coworker, or just putting something out there and asking for help and telling, I need some support in this moment. Don't go it alone. The second thing I want to say is, setbacks can bring up all sorts of feelings that you don't necessarily expect to be happening. You need to allow those feelings to rise up. Allow those feelings to move through you. Allow those feelings to take up space sometimes, so that they don't overwhelm you in a moment as you're working towards whatever your task or your project or whatever it is. So it doesn't come and hit you at a moment's notice and, oh, now you can't deal with it. Allow those feelings when setback happens to move through you, move into your heart, settle there for a bit, and then figure out a way to move forward. The thing with that is, a lot of people don't want to allow those feelings, but the beauty of writing those words down in your journal or sitting in meditation is that you get some sense of peace and clarity, even if it's for just the tiniest of moments. It helps to make sure you're not sweeping these feelings under a rug and thinking you're going to deal with them later, because it's just going to pile up. That's not a good way to go. The third way I want to tell you moving through is know your limits. if you cannot do this thing, it's okay to say no. If someone is asking you for this and you just cannot get it done because this setback has sort of derailed you, know the limits that you want for yourself and don't apologize for those limits. This is what you need to move forward, even if it's a little quick, I need to stand in this space. Take a big deep breath, exhale, and then moving on. But know the limits, your limits. The third one is seek new adventures, seek new avenues, not new adventures, seek new avenues to help you move forward. This thing happened. Okay, how can I use this as a lesson? And where will it take me? How will I move forward? What is my next step in moving forward? I have been trying to launch the journal collective for about 2 months now, and as I said before, thing after thing after thing has happened, and it's not that I can't not deal with it, but at the same time, my launch dates have been I've got to move up my launch dates. So this is one of the reasons I wanted to actually come to you, because I have had deadlines that I cannot meet because life happens. Life just goes on, and I cannot not mourn my brother's death. I cannot not help my family during a crisis, the hurricane crisis. So this is one of the things that I needed to seek new avenues. So I have been just writing a whole lot more and finishing up things that I would not have otherwise, had to find the time to finish up, leading to the launch, which is thankfully coming in January. So look for that, the information about that, and I'll put the link below so that you guys can subscribe to get more information. So it has been a struggle. I can only do so much because I'm not in my studio, but my heart still wants to move forward with this because I so believe in the power of journaling, and I so believe in having a beautiful place, a beautiful vessel to write your heart words, that I really wanted these two things to come together. It didn't happen in October, didn't happen in November, and it certainly isn't happening in December. So I'm seeking a new avenue, seeking a new direction, and putting a new timeline on what I want to accomplish. And the last one I want to tell you about is this has helped me in the last 2 months, since November 9th. And I use this, it's like a mantra: still we rise, still we rise, still we rise. And that has helped me through this new period, this new event that's occurred in our lives. There's a before where he was in our lives, and now there's an after where he's not. And I have moments where he pops into my head and tears just begin to fall. But after all of that, allowing the feelings to manifest, allowing the feelings to flow through me, still I rise. Still I rise. I want that to be the one you remember, because we still rise. We still push forward. Still move. Don't give up. Don't give up. Sit with it. Mull it over. Write down your feelings about it. And then take off again. So, thank you for joining me. And remember, go write your heart words. Bye.